No one can explain what happens with these photos. Believe me, it's creepy. Today you'll see some scary photos that have mysteries that have not been explained to this day. Are you curious? Join us, and let's go. Number 21. The Ghost of the Titanic. One of the most disturbing photographs of the 20th century was taken in 1912, just days before the Titanic sank. The image shows a spectral figure on the deck of the ship, pointing towards an iceberg on the horizon. The photograph, discovered in the White Star Line archives in 1968, has undergone numerous tests for authenticity. The original film has chemical characteristics consistent with the photographic technology of the time, with no signs of manipulation. Experienced sailors of the time reported seeing the same ghostly figure at different points on the ship, always pointing towards the northern horizon. Most disturbingly, the position of the iceberg in the photo corresponds exactly to the coordinates where the Titanic would meet its fate days later. Number 20. The Solway Astronaut. In 1964, a firefighter was battling a fire at Solway Church when he snapped a photo that shocked the world. In the image, a glowing, human-shaped figure with enormous wings appears amidst the flames. Photographer Jim Templeton assured us that no one else was in the house. The fire was so intense that no one could have stood upright. Firefighters reported that the fire mysteriously subsided at that moment, as if something was controlling it. Kodak examined the negative and offered a reward for anyone who could explain the photo. To this day, no one has succeeded. Number 19. The Dyatlov Pass Tragedy. In 1959, 9 experienced mountaineers died mysteriously in the Ural Mountains of Russia. The last photo taken by the group shows glowing spheres in the sky and a shadowy figure near their tent. The bodies were found half naked in the snow, some with unexplained radioactivity. The tent was cut open from the inside out, as if they had fled from something terrifying. One of the bodies had its tongue ripped out, another had fractures that could not have been caused by human force. The film found on the cameras revealed magnetic anomalies that left experts perplexed. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 18. The Sinister Visitor. During a party, something disturbing was captured in a seemingly innocent photograph. In the background of the image, partially hidden in the shadows, appears a figure that eerily resembles the character Freddy Krueger. The scariest part, forensic analysis carried out by the Department of Digital Photography at the University of Illinois confirmed that the photo had not been edited in any way. Those present at the party assure that no one was in costume, and the security cameras at the location did not record any intruders. The figure features details specific to the character, such as the characteristic hat and the marks on the face, visible even in the low resolution of the image. Visual effects experts were intrigued by the sharpness and perfectly consistent shadows of the mysterious figure. Number 17. The Ghost Girl. A collection of old Russian photos holds a sinister mystery. The same little girl appears in all of them, always wearing the same white dress and black hat. The photos were taken over 30 years in different parts of Russia, but she never ages. The most disturbing part? Historical records show that a girl with this exact description died in a fire in 1908. The detail that makes everyone's hair stand on end. In each photo, she looks directly at the camera with a sad smile. Number 16. The Woman Who Moved Objects. Nina Kulagina shook up the scientific world in the 1960s with her abilities that seemed like something out of a science fiction movie. In the Soviet Union, scientists from the Academy of Sciences set up special laboratories to study how she could move objects without touching them. With cameras filming every detail, Nina demonstrated her incredible abilities. She made compass needles spin, moved matchboxes, and even changed the heartbeat of frogs in controlled experiments. The tests took place in special rooms with magnetic field detectors and motion sensors. Doctors monitored her brain waves and heart rate during the demonstrations. During the experiments, her body temperature rose dramatically, and she lost pounds in a matter of minutes. Scientists documented intense electromagnetic fields around her during the demonstrations. Number 15. The Impossible Tower. The construction of the Eiffel Tower in 1887 produced one of the most intriguing photographs in the history of engineering. The image shows something that, according to the laws of modern physics, should be impossible. Huge sections of metal seemingly floating in mid-air during assembly. The photograph reveals construction techniques so advanced that modern engineers still debate how they were achieved with the technology of the time. The tower, made up of 18,000 metal parts and 2.5 million rivets, was erected in a record time of 2 years and 2 months. Most amazingly, the construction calculations were so precise that the maximum alignment error was no more than 1 millimeter, an accuracy that even today, with modern technology, is difficult to achieve. Number 14. The Patterson-Gimlin film. In 1967, Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin filmed something extraordinary in California, a furry, bipedal creature walking through the woods. Biomechanical analysis of the film revealed that the creature had anatomical proportions impossible for a human in a costume. The way it walked demonstrated a muscular and skeletal structure that was different from that of a human. Hollywood special effects experts admitted that in 1967, it was technically impossible to create a suit with such complex and realistic joints. Number 13. The cave creature. In 1990, a group of tourists were exploring a cave in Ras Al Khaimah when they captured a terrifying photograph. The image showed a humanoid creature with reflective eyes and disproportionately long limbs. Forensic analysis confirmed that the photo had not been manipulated. Wildlife experts have been unable to identify the species. Locals have reported strange sounds coming from the cave for decades. Rescuers have found deep scratch marks on the walls and skeletal remains that did not match any known animal from the region. Most disturbingly, all attempts to explore the cave further have been thwarted by unexplained electronic equipment failures. Number 12. Smartphones of the past. An 1860 painting shows something impossible. Two people exchanging something that looks like a modern smartphone. The details are eerie. The position of the hands, the light on the screen, even what appears to be a charger sticking out of a pocket. Other old photographs show similar objects. A 1930 photo of a Native American holding something that looks like an iPhone. A medieval painting of something that looks like a laptop. Art experts have been shocked by the accuracy of the technological details depicted centuries before they existed. Number 11. The Cooper family photo. The Cooper family took a normal photo in 1950. When they had it developed, something spooky appeared. A dark figure falling upside down behind them. No one was there when the photo was taken. The strangest part, the figure appears to be wearing 18th century clothing. Analysis of the original photo ruled out trickery or double exposure. One chilling detail. Days later, construction work on the house revealed a secret tunnel that led to an ancient cemetery. Documents showed that an acrobat died there in 1790 when his act went wrong. Number 10. The Phoenix Lights. On March 13, 1997, thousands of people in Arizona witnessed something extraordinary in the night sky. A giant formation of lights, larger than several football fields, crossed the state in complete silence. Governor Fife Symington, an Air Force pilot, admitted to having personally seen the phenomenon. The lights formed a perfect V-shaped pattern and moved as if they were a single solid structure. Radar at Phoenix International Airport recorded unexplained anomalies that night. Commercial pilots reported interference with their instruments as the formation passed near their aircraft. The Air Force tried to explain it as military flares, but witnesses stressed that flares do not explain the coordinated movement or the colossal size of the object. Number 9. The Man Who Floated. A photo from the 1920s shows Colin Evans floating in mid-air during a séance. What's remarkable is that the photo was taken with multiple cameras simultaneously, all capturing the same phenomenon. Pressure sensors in the floor confirmed that he had indeed lost contact with the ground. Evans lost 7 pounds during the 15-minute levitation. Doctors present recorded unexplained changes in his heart rate and brain waves during the phenomenon. Number 8. The Last Record of Islandmoor Lighthouse. In December 1900, 3 lighthouse keepers mysteriously disappeared from Islandmoor Lighthouse in Scotland's Flannan Isles. The last photograph taken shows Chief Lighthouse Keeper Thomas Marshall with a look of utter terror on his face. The lighthouse logbook revealed disturbing entries about violent storms, even when nearby ships reported calm weather. The lighthouse table was found with a half-eaten meal and a chair overturned, as if someone had left in a hurry. The beds were unmade, and the clock on the wall had stopped at exactly 3:45 p.m. The lighthouse keeper's raincoats remained hanging up, despite the storm that had supposedly taken them. Number 7. The Apollo 14 Moonlights. During the Apollo 14 mission in 1971, astronauts Alan Shepard and Edgar Mitchell recorded unexplained light phenomena on the lunar surface. The photos showed spheres of light that changed position between shots. The luminous objects appeared miles away, ruling out lens flares. NASA performed extensive analysis of the images, confirming that they were not film or camera defects. The astronauts reported that the lights pulsed in regular patterns, as if they were artificial. Seismic sensors from the mission recorded underground activity coinciding with the appearance of the lights. Number 6. The Hotel of the Spirits. A hotel in Norway caught something disturbing on its security cameras. It all started when guests complained about a sudden, intense cold in the hallways during the early hours of the morning. When checking the footage, staff were shocked to find two completely naked women walking calmly down the hallway, holding hands. The chilling detail? The hotel was practically empty that night, and no staff or guests recognized the mysterious figures. The cameras showed that they simply appeared out of nowhere and disappeared around the corner of a hallway. Motion sensors in the hallways did not register any physical presence. The temperature in the hallway dropped 15 degrees during their appearance. Number 5. The Beach Time Traveler. A photo from 1917 shows something impossible. Among people wearing typical swimsuits of the time, a man stands out wearing modern 21st century clothing. He wears a digitally printed sweatshirt, synthetic shorts, and even appears to be holding a smartphone. Analysis of the original photo confirmed that there was no manipulation. Experts in historical fashion were intrigued by the details of the clothes, which used sewing techniques only invented decades later. The most bizarre thing? The man appears in 5 other photos of the same beach, taken over the course of 40 years without aging a day. Number 4. The Ghost of the Squad. A 1919 photo of a Royal Air Force squadron shows something chilling. Mechanic Freddie Jackson's face is clearly visible among his fellow pilots. The problem? Freddie had died 2 days earlier when a propeller struck him while servicing a plane. At the time of the photo, his funeral was taking place on the other side of the airfield. The most disturbing part? Freddie appears exactly as he always does in group photos, and his face is filled with a peaceful smile. The camera used was new and had been thoroughly inspected before the photo was taken. The original negatives show the same image, ruling out any manipulation. Number 3. The Impossible Airship. In 1911, a photo taken in Huntington shook the aviation world. A giant airship flew through the sky, with a futuristic design that was decades ahead of its time. The most incredible thing? The first American airship would not be built until 15 years later. The craft had thrusters unlike anything ever seen before, with a shape that more closely resembled modern stealth aircraft. Residents of the town reported strange noises for weeks before the sighting. The object flew in complete silence, something impossible for the technology of the time. Pilots tried to get closer, but their engines failed every time they got close. The airship disappeared into the clouds and was never seen again. Number 2. The Black Knight Satellite. A mysterious object has been orbiting our planet since the 1950s, emitting signals that defy explanation. Dubbed the Black Knight Satellite, its trajectory does not follow the normal patterns of an artificial orbit. In 1899, Nikola Tesla detected signals coming from it, decades before the first official satellite was launched. NASA photographed the object several times, revealing an angular structure that does not resemble any known satellite. In 1954, newspapers reported that astronomers in Peru and at the Grumman Corporation had detected regular signals coming from the object. Calculations suggest that its mass is greater than that of any current satellite, and its orbit indicates that it is self-propelled. Number 1. Billy the Kid playing croquet. Someone bought an old photo for $2 at a thrift store. The surprise came when experts confirmed it. It was a unique image of Billy the Kid, the famous Wild West outlaw playing croquet with his gang. The photo is worth millions today, but what's even more fascinating are the details revealed by modern technology. Infrared analysis showed that Billy was carrying a gun hidden under his coat. A pocket watch in the image marks the exact time that, according to historical records, a nearby bank was robbed. In the background of the photo, reflections in windows show panicked people running, suggesting that the game was just a front for something more sinister. Which of these photos shocked you the most? Now I have an invitation for you. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen right now? I have selected it especially for you, so click on it now and enjoy watching it. Well, that's it. And until next time, Curious One.